Hey guys, this is my continuation on my boxes. These two are a little bit harder to open. I mean, they're just really tight. They need a final sanding. So they slide open. It's just not ideal. They'll go to extent sliding out all the way. They just need some touch-ups. So I don't want it to just fall apart where the person is just like, oh, it's super easy to figure out. But I also don't want it to be really hard where it's just really, really hard to get them open. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to do them with little few tools here. This is like trim pieces, and I just wrapped a piece of sandpaper. This is probably around like 80 grit. This is around like 200. And then, I have some pieces that are angled. That's just going to help us get into the harder to fit spaces. And even these smaller pieces, these are 1/4 inch. Just take the slides out. I have it all apart. What I would start with is a heavier sandpaper, but you just want to sand it all the way around. So what I have here is 150, 200, 320, 400 there. Here's 600, and I don't think I'm going to need to get to 1,000, so it's real fine stuff. Anything past like 400 or 600, it's really not too needed. Sanded these already a little bit, but I'm going to hit them with, just this here and there. You just want to hit them all over. You don't want to hit one spot more than the other. Just go over the whole box. It's going to take a little while. I'm just going to have to keep shuffling these pieces around and just keep sanding them. After you're done sanding it, probably once with, a heavier grit. Nothing aggressive. Just try to knock off any of the rough edges. I think I like this 220 the best just because it's not aggressive. So I'm just going to get to sanding all these pieces all over. I'll show you how it changes the fitting together. Now remember, this is pretty rough, so you don't want to do too much. I also want to hit these lips right here. You don't want it to be, at least on the insides. So with this piece and this piece, you want to knock down these this really sharp corners, because that can leave a lot of resistance. So you just want to sort of hit them real fast. Nothing rough, just knock down that edge. You can feel the piece, and you just feel that, it's starting to feel smooth. So you can sort of feel that you've already hit it all over. So that piece I'll consider done, and I'll just keep moving through the rest of the pieces. Now you want to be careful of just sanding too crazy like this, because you will get these little lines that crisscross. So you see there and then there. Don't sand one place too much and just keep going all over, back and forth everywhere. And even kill these inner ledges. I feel like it's pretty good now for all the sides. The hardest part is this. You're going to want to sand everything on this. It's going to be really hard to get in these. I tried to make it like this, or make a little triangle and then just slightly sand it. Or you can get some like this, where I got it on a piece of scrap and then try to sand it out. It's really too hard. I sort of like make your own. Like I said, you don't want to do it too much, because if you try like sand into here, you'll make it like notches and you'll see it. You also want to kill some of these edges here too on these rails, just because those will dig into the pieces of wood and make it not fit as well. Alright, that's one side done of two, so I gotta get this side now. Okay, another problem you can see is if you look straight down, you can see if this rail is, if it's more over here, you need to shorten this that way. They all look good. They all slide together already. So if you need to, just try to sand these down little by little, just to make sure that they all don't overhang the parts it's supposed to slide. And just keep sanding all over. Don't focus in one spot. Now these pieces, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble. You can instantly make a lot of lines easily. I'm not sure if you can see that, but light sanding is for all these are meant for. Alright, now that I'm done with this 150, 220, 320, with all these pieces again, this, and then just work your way through the sandpaper grits, just to see how they slide together. I can do that now. Alright, that's a pretty good fit. I think I'm going to stop there for sanding the inside. Now I'm just going to do all over the outside. Start all the way back up. 150, 220, and then 320. Basically start on the way up. Just got done with 220. I should go to 320 now, but I'm just going to go to 400. Alright, now that I went through what I want to do, anything past 400, you can go past it if you want, but for what I'm doing, just quick gift, so I'm not going to really go too much further than 400. You can go all the way up to 600, even 1,000 if you wanted to, you know. These are sandpapers that are very fine grit. This is very, very smooth. What I'm going to do next is going to be putting a finish on it. It's going to be Danish oil. This is going to bring out, it's going to make it pretty dark, but it's going to pull out all the colors. It's going to turn very dark. When I first got it, it's more of like a purple, but it's going to make it turn more to like almost black. It's okay. It'll come out really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it all apart and then just start throwing this Danish oil. So it's it stains and protects. So it's like an oil, polyurethane at the same time. It goes really deep into the wood, penetrates it, and you just want to use a rag, damp it on, and then wipe it on. So you'll comes apart actually really pretty easily now. Don't really have to force any pieces out. So like I said, just do gradual sanding. One of those things that you can't rush. Just start wiping it on. So as you can see, that nice green color starts to come out. Totally changes the color of the wood. You're going to want to go over this probably about 2 times periodically. Make sure you get the rag with more oil in it as the wood's soaking up most of it. So that's pretty good for the first coat. At this point, just make sure you got all your sanding done because you don't want to go back and sand anymore. This Danish oil will mess you up as far as sanding. Let these dry up a little bit, and then I'm going to hit it one more time with all this Danish oil all the way around. You can see all the different colors. Sort of just pops out. The end grains want to take up a lot of oil, so just keep putting oil on those. And this wood is poplar, if any of you were wondering. It has a lot of nice colors to it. It usually has green, white, has some black,
purples, all different colors. So it's one of my favorite woods to stain with Danish oil. Unfortunately, you sort of lose a lot of the lighter colors when you do this.
So pretty drastic difference in between something like that and then something that hasn't been ran with oil yet. I'm going to finish this one up. Just watch me and fast forward, or if you want, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any other questions, please ask.